Harry and Meghan demand the return of Charles to his royal duties. Queen is concerned. Camilla is furious because Sussex's actions are hurting Charles. Stress affects Torpedo's cancer treatment. Hello, friends. Welcome to the King YouTube channel. Sources suggest that Charles's tense relationship with Harry and Meghan, his son and daughter-in-law, is harming the king's fragile health. Since moving to California in 2020, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have often criticized the British royal family, keeping themselves in the news. This worries Charles's wife a lot. Now, Harry and Meghan want to come back to Britain as working royals, but they want to do it their own way, as per someone close to the situation. Sadly, there seems to be no solution in sight, so things keep getting worse. A royal advisor even fears that this stress could shorten Charles's life. In my view, King Charles should have ended this situation a while ago. He should have taken firm action instead of letting it drag on, which only makes him seem weak. According to insiders, Queen Camilla is furious with her stepson, Prince Harry, and his wife Meghan, believing their behavior is putting Charles's health at risk. A palace source explains that Camilla is extremely worried about how the stress is affecting Charles, who is struggling with the family's issues. His health has worsened lately despite trying both traditional cancer treatments and alternative remedies. In my opinion, Harry and Meghan pose a threat not just to the royal family, but to the monarchy as a whole. While I'm unsure about issuing a divorce ultimatum, I can definitely envision Camilla assisting King Charles in recognizing the necessity of distancing his son from any involvement. Harry has clearly chosen his path and persists in meddling where he and Meghan don't belong. They may want to express their views, but it seems nobody is interested in hearing them. Personally, I don't view it as emotional manipulation anymore. It's more like stating the truth plainly. If Camilla is persuading him because she personally dislikes Harry, then that's one thing. But she understands the grave consequences if Harry were ever to hold any significant influence. She refuses to contribute to that outcome, even if it leads to divorce. And I can't fault her for that. She's making the right call. It appears that Charles isn't doing well. He's becoming more irritable and prone to outbursts. According to a source, he's been venting about Harry and Meghan's actions, sometimes breaking down in tears. Camilla worries that the stress is wearing him down, both physically and mentally. The source suggests that the distressed king might have to consider stepping down from the throne in favor of his 41-year-old son, Prince William, Harry's older brother. For Camilla, it's truly distressing to witness. Camilla observes Charles's decline from chemotherapy, radiation, and unconventional treatments with snake venom. She believes if the king were to suddenly pass away, it wouldn't be a shock, and she squarely blames the Sussexes. In times like these, I think it's crucial for Camilla to assert herself. In my opinion, Harry's behaving like a stubborn child, prioritizing his desires over family time. Take, for example, the night his mother passed away. Instead of being with her, he chose to play his game. It's a regret he still carries today. It seems Harry didn't learn from that previous mistake. When the Queen fell ill and wanted to see him, did he go? No. Now he can't even find time in his busy schedule to visit his father. It just goes to show how self-centered and shallow Harry can be, to say the least. Harry has never really embodied what it means to be royal, and he can't just stroll back into the palaces as if they're his own hotels. I can't even imagine how I'd react if my son and daughter-in-law behaved like that. I wouldn't want to see them again. Maybe Charles is taking some action behind the scenes to deal with them, but it feels like he's moving too slowly. It appears Camilla has a better grasp of people's sentiments than Charles does, and she might be the only one who can truly influence him. Perhaps she needs to issue an ultimatum to Charles regarding Harry and Meghan. She should tell him, you have to choose, it's either me or Harry, but maybe Charles just won't heed anyone else, not even his advisors when it comes to Harry. After everything Harry has said and done to his elderly grandparents before they passed away, they certainly don't deserve any consideration. Harry doesn't deserve anything at all. King Charles shouldn't expect everyone to agree with him, especially when it comes to Harry. Harry has done and continues to do many terrible things. In my view, Charles has allowed him to get away with too much because he was concerned about Harry's mental health. He may have feared pushing Harry too far, but it's time to treat Harry like an adult, to stop coddling him, and to show some tough love for once. I hope Camilla realizes she has the support of many of us. If Charles doesn't revoke Harry and Meghan's titles, he risks becoming very unpopular and could even be forced to abdicate. Camilla has been really impressive lately, and honestly, I've come to admire her. Charles should definitely learn from her. Thankfully, William and Catherine are strong, intelligent, and prepared to take on leadership roles. However, Charles worries that any move in that direction might provoke further attacks from the disgruntled Sussexes. They have accused the royal family of racism, bullying, and mistreating Meghan Markle. Charles needs to understand that there must be consequences for Harry's misbehavior, or else he fears his reign is in jeopardy. A senior member of the royal family explains that the king misses his younger son and won't completely shut him out, but he avoids confrontation. That's why Harry has been effectively excluded, proceeding less than 15 minutes with his father after flying from California to Britain following the king's cancer diagnosis. The truth is, if Charles doesn't completely cut off those two, I'll be deeply disappointed in the king. He's risking losing a lot of support with his current approach. That disrespectful excuse for a son isn't just insulting Charles and his family, but also the entire country and its people. It's high time they face the consequences. King Charles needs to show strength and get rid of them once and for all. Harry and Meghan have even been openly feuding with William, despite his wife Catherine fighting her own battle with cancer. They offered condolences to Catherine after hearing about her illness on TV, but their gestures were rejected. So King Charles must strip them of their titles. If he doesn't, he's just encouraging Harry to continue his vendetta against the royal family. Certainly, it seems there's considerable tension brewing within the royal family, particularly between Prince William and Prince Harry. Their relationship appears strained, likely due to a combination of pride and stubbornness on both sides. William likely feels a sense of duty to protect the monarchy and its traditions, which might be contributing to his reluctance to mend fences with Harry. Harry's desire for an apology from his father, Prince Charles, adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Charles may be wary of reaching out if he fears further exacerbating the conflict with William. However, it's imperative for the family to find a way to communicate and resolve their differences. While emotions are undoubtedly running high, there's hope that with time and effort, they can work through their issues and rebuild their relationships. It sounds like there's a lot of frustration and disappointment directed towards Harry and Meghan, particularly regarding their departure from the royal family and subsequent actions. It's understandable to feel this way, especially if it seems like they're continually criticizing and attacking the royal family. The way Harry and Meghan have handled their departure and subsequent endeavors might be perceived as opportunistic or even disrespectful to the royal family, especially if they're seen as capitalizing on their royal status for financial gain. The incidents you mentioned, such as Harry's behavior towards Prince Philip during his final days and Meghan's alleged mistreatment of other members of the family, could certainly contribute to negative sentiments towards them. It's clear that emotions are running high, and there's a sense of betrayal and hurt from some perspectives. It's essential to acknowledge these feelings while also seeking to understand the complexities of the situation and the different viewpoints involved. It sounds like you feel deeply hurt and angered by the actions of Harry and Meghan, particularly in how they've portrayed the royal family and their departure from it. The Oprah interview, late night talk show appearances, and other public statements may have exacerbated those feelings, especially if they were perceived as disrespectful or dishonest. The mockumentary and Meghan's behavior, such as the fake curtsy and comments about the Commonwealth, likely added to the sense of disrespect you feel towards them. Additionally, any threats made before the Queen's passing would understandably be viewed as unacceptable. It's clear that you believe their actions have crossed a line and that forgiveness or forgetting is out of the question. You see Meghan as having alienated Harry from his family and friends, and you feel that Harry has become just as problematic as she is. Your feelings are valid, and it's understandable to feel hurt and betrayed by the actions of individuals who were once part of the royal family. It's essential to process these emotions in a healthy way while also recognizing that different perspectives may exist on this complex situation. Our perspective reflects a deep sense of disappointment and frustration with Harry and Meghan's actions, particularly their perceived lack of empathy and consideration for others. You feel strongly that their connections to the royal family should be severed, including the removal of their titles as a form of consequence for their behavior. You express a desire for Harry to experience humility and suggest that his relationship with Meghan may be contributing to his troubles. You believe that it's time for the royal family to take a stand and distance themselves from what you perceive as toxic individuals. Your sentiments are undoubtedly heartfelt and reflect a strong allegiance to the royal family. It's clear that you feel their actions have crossed a line, and you're advocating for decisive action to address the situation. Ultimately, this issue is complex and opinions may vary widely. It's essential for dialogue to continue and for diverse perspectives to be considered. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on this matter.